This video demonstrates connecting to the ECE Teaching Lab Linux platform with the Syndeo x2go server and ensuring one can get graphics back to a Windows 11 local device. The Syndeo x2go server is a gateway machine that is used to connect to the production workstations. The Syndeo server is not meant for running any programs other than running secure shell for the purpose of connecting to production workstations. One nice feature of Syndeo, the x2go server, is that it will provide users a full Linux desktop experience. Perhaps more significant is the frame buffering that will provide graphics, which will be much more responsive, especially if you are working off campus with a slow internet connection. Hello, we're going to make a video, and in this video we're going to demonstrate connecting into the x2go server for the ECE Teaching Lab Linux platform. Okay, so in a previous video we installed the x2go client software on Windows 11. Here you can see the desktop icon. I could click on to start it, or I could come down here to the Start menu, click on All Apps, scroll on down to WXYZ, okay, and then click on x2go Client for Windows. It's a little folder here on the Start menu, and then click on x2go Client. And that will do the same thing as clicking on the desktop icon. So I'll go ahead and I'll click on the desktop icon here. Now I don't have any sessions defined in the x2go software. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, here on the top it says session name. This is text that will go next to your x2go session that you create so you can tell where it goes. You can create multiple x2go sessions if you have multiple x2go servers. So the machine that we'll be going into is called Syndeo, syndeo.ece.lehigh.edu. And I'm also in the description here, I'm going to put in the user ID that I'll be logging in with, and that user ID will be ECE demo. Now you're going to log in with the user ID that you were sent for the ECE Teaching Lab Linux platform, and that undoubtedly will correspond to your Lehigh user ID. Now down here for host, we're going to put the name of the machine, excuse me, and the name of the machine will be syndeo.ece.lehigh.edu. And again, we're going in with, I'm logging in with the user ID of ECE demo. Okay. Now one last thing that's very important here is down here under the session type, we want to change the desktop to XFCE. Okay, and then you'll notice here there's a field down here at the bottom that I want to get to, but I can't. So I'm going to actually pull this dialog window down a little bit, click, and I'm going to scrunch it. You may not have to do that. I just don't have, very high definition graphics on this particular machine. So what I want to do is be able to get to this OK button. And then what it does is it creates the session over here on the right hand side. And if I had other machines, I could create multiple sessions. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on the black text, the bold text here that says syndeo.ece.lehigh.edu, and then I'll click on that, and it comes up and it gives me a login dialog. And oh, before I forget, this is being run from home, and I am running with the Cisco secure client so that my machine is connected to the Lehigh network. Okay, back to where we were. I'm at the login dialog here, and I'm going to type in my password. Okay, and then I'll click OK or hit enter. Now, this is the first time that this machine is going in with this particular user ID, and so it's getting a host key verification. It's basically saying that my client doesn't recognize the server, but that's only because it hasn't gotten the public half of the encryption key yet, which it will do now. Next time I log in, I won't get this message. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click yes, give me the public half of the encryption key. It's starting up. Okay, and so now I have an XFCE desktop running on the x2go server for the ECE teaching labs. Now I can actually drag this around and increase the real estate, and it will automatically readjust the size. Now this x2go server is not a production server. It is basically a gateway machine to get into other machines so you can run your graphical programs and get pretty good response time back to your local device. So what we're going to do, though, is we are going to test out one or two programs on this machine just to test out the graphics and getting them back. So I'm going to double click the single click the command prompt window that's down here, and I have the command prompt window. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run two programs that I expect to return graphics to me. One program that comes native on Rocky Linux 9 is something called gedit. It's essentially equivalent to a notepad editor, but it's Linux's version of it. So I'll type gedit, and I'm going to type a space, and at the end I'm actually going to put in an ampersand. What the ampersand does is it will allow me to get control back of my $ prompt. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. And here you can see the gedit graphics came back. And so if I come back into the command prompt window and hit enter, I get my $ prompt back. We'll type one more program just for demonstration purposes, and the next one's called GNOME-system monitor. And again, I'm going to put the ampersand there just so I can get my $ back. Okay, and what this does is it shows the number of GPUs running on the system, how busy they are, and some information about memory. So, okay, so that's a demonstration of getting some graphics back, and that's really all this video is meant to show. So what we're going to do is we're going to close things out. So I'll go ahead and click the X here for the GNOME system monitor program. I'm going to click here on the gedit program, and again I'll click the X here to close that out. I come back in. I might have to hit the enter key to get my $ back here, and I'm going to exit out of the terminal session. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to log out of the I'm going to log out of my ECE demo ID. Okay, and I'll click log out. And you see it brought me back here to my Windows machine. Not necessary to do this, but I'll hit cancel, and you see it pops my session back up over here on the right hand side. So anyways, that's just demonstrating the connecting to the syndeo.ece.lehigh.edu x2go server. I hope this was helpful, and thanks for listening.